Hi, Lyons.
How we doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Okay, let me get so Scott is involved. I don't know if you go to, oh, there he is. I don't know if you go to the weekly calls on like Thursday night.
Yeah, sometimes I do. I mean, I haven't been, but
So Scott was, hi Scott.
Hello.
Hey, hey. So have you guys met before? You have on, really?
I don't think so.
I've seen you on Zoom before.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
thank you for remembering me. My memory is terrible.
So I'll give you a quick overview. So Keith Lyons is in Maine. He's one of my best attendees for the quarterlies I used to do. I did
Okay.
about 10. So 10 over the course of 2.5 years. He would drive like 8 hours down, I don't know, round trip one way, I don't know, but he would come 8 hours to every single meetup that I had. He would even bring his wife. He actually used to carpool with Z, too. So I've gotten to know Keith. Keith is somebody that I adore because I consider him like salt of the earth people, very hardworking, sees what other people are making because he's working for these guys who are making money, big money this way. And he's doing everything that he can do to build a legacy for him, his wife, his family, and I just think he's great. He's one of the few people that I have ever lent money to or allowed lending money to. So if I'm not using the money that I have access to, then I put him in contact with them. It's my
Yep.
family. It's literally my brother and sister, and I would never fucking let
Mm,
anyone touch their money unless I
right.
believed in them. And
Right.
so Keith is one of them. So last deal he did, I think, with my sister, and he's wrapping up that one. But he's good people, in my
Awesome.
opinion.
Awesome.
Scott Falvey, Keith, came from a family in Connecticut. So they had a family construction company that he grew up with, and then at a later date became a New Hampshire home inspector, and at one point even built his own house. And he actually used to do flipping with his wife. His wife currently has a medical condition that she's dealing with, so she's not too involved anymore. And Scott has been doing this kind of on his own. So he joined Sub2 a couple of years ago. He was getting involved in lending, but didn't have a couple of good runs with that, especially with the Gator stuff. And so he and I were talking about like, he came down to the Haverhill flip. So Keith actually came down to my Haverhill flip when I first had it, like down to the studs. And then Scott came with his wife at one point too, to walk the property and just tell me all the things that he knows. So he knows quite a bit about construction, and then like love him because he tells me all the things. And so what ended up happening is we're all in Sub2, and he was attending one of those Thursday night calls. There's a girl which you might be familiar with, Keith. Her name is Ashley Gagne,
Agni. Yeah.
Gagne.
Agni. Yeah.
Gagne, is that how she says it? I always call
Uh,
it like
I haven't heard the way she says it, but I know people with a last name spelled that way, and they say Gagny.
Gagne. Okay, so Ashley Gagne, she actually used to work, I think, with Z at one point in time. Z was doing something called I Speed to Lead. So the second quarterly that I ever had was over in Worcester. We know the guy. I totally forgot his name. He's from New Hampshire, and so he came and did the quarterly, and that's how we got involved with I Speed to Lead. Ashley is still part of I Speed to Lead. It's an a la carte, paid per lead company. So
Paperly.
what they'll do is they'll generate the lead. You pay anywhere from like 50 to how like 450, depending upon the lead. But because she's a partner, they give her leads for free. And I think one Thursday night call, there was nothing else to do, so they started calling leads. And so my assumption is Ashley brought the lead to the table. They got this guy in the phone call. She and Ari were on the same Thursday night call, and so they ended up putting together this one property under contract. And this is the property that you came to see. It is a short sale, so that's one of the things that I wanted to talk to you about. Is one of the things that I'm going to be helping out figure is how we get this done. And also when it comes to money, so let's go back a little bit. It was on a Thursday night call. Scott was like, I'm interested in doing it. He and I chat. And so he said, please take a look at this. Tell me what you think. And I said, it's a great fucking deal. I think you should do it. And he says, would you like to join me? And I said, fuck it, let's do it. And so we went to go see the property. He's 2.5 hours away. I'm 2 hours away. Initially, he had one of his friends from his So he did the contracting business with his family. His friend went to go look at the property and said it's a good deal, but it needs some work. And then he wrote out a whole list of things to take a look at, which we have no problem sharing with you. So Scott and I made the drive up to go take a look at the house. And that's when we were like, this is a little bit more than we were expecting, because on the video that they sent us, it looks different than it does in person. And so being 2.5 hours away or 2 hours away, we were like, you know what? This is probably not something that we want to do together, especially for would be kind of like Scott's first flip ish, not my first, but I don't like being 2.5 hours away on
Yeah.
something that has like so many small items because it's been vacant for some time. It's fucking, you got to fix the siding, you got to do all these small things. You kind of got to be on top of people. I don't want to be in Maine. So we said it's a great opportunity for somebody, since we currently have it under contract, because it's a short sale and we have it already under contract, and I think we're at the process of having the bank give the thumbs up on it. We said we have a 7-day inspection, which I think we're on like day 4 or 5 now.
Yeah,
And
inspection, due diligence ends, it should be on Friday, so.
yeah, so we do have a way out if because he and I both said like this is too much lifting, but we also said since we have it under contract and it's a great opportunity, let's see if we can find somebody who wants the opportunity. So I kind of want to hear what you have to say about it. I feel like you have some excitement, but I want you to talk me through what you're seeing, what you want to do, and then I'll start to bridge the pieces together.
Yeah, no, it's a good little deal. I mean, hopefully you do it in 45 days, 2 months max.
Yeah.
The biggest thing is just the roof. Got to get the guys down there and strip the roof, put a new roof on it. It needs floors, paint, new baseboard, get rid of the popcorn ceiling, paint, put a little more crown around the bedrooms and stuff, put a
Mhm.
kitchen in it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just all typical, you know, different things outside, just little siding and stuff. The only thing that would probably have to do on it is, oh, number one, I was talking about that would be great if you could split that property.
Yeah.
Yeah, so actually, I called the town today, and I got hung up on trying to get like the tax card for it. And so you have to go to the Kennebec Registry of Deeds in order to get information on, to get the deed.
Yeah.
And it totally slipped my mind to ask her about lot size and building lots, but I'll call them tomorrow and try to get that information.
So that's another thing that ended up happening. So it kind of happened a little bit fast because I think it was Thursday and now it's like Monday, right?
Mm.
So put it under contract, I think by Saturday. We went to go see it over the weekend. It's been hard. Like I've been pulling stuff that I pull from public record, and I'm not very fluent in West Gardner. I don't even know how to say that place name, but like confirming the square footage of that first building, also confirming the acreage of the property are things that we want to take a look at. So I went
Yeah.
and did like a preliminary title exam today myself, and I'm not a title person. There seems to be 3 different lots. The first one is 300 feet by 200 feet, and that's the primary location, built in 1976 by these builders, and then they were the only owners of that property. As time went on, I think in like 2006 and then same time in 2006, they picked up a parcel like to the left of it. And then I'm going to say again, they picked up another parcel. So they picked up 300 by 65 feet and then 300 by 30 feet. So
Mhm.
total all in of what I found is 300 by 295 feet, which gives you about 2 acres. Originally, we were told from Seth. So Seth is the grandson. He originally thought that he was going to be able to buy the property. So he ended up putting in like a heat pump, hot water heater downstairs. Sorry, heat pump, water heater downstairs. People yell at me whenever I say hot
Right.
water heater.
I was
Whatever.
gonna say, there's
Yeah.
no heat
Whatever.
pump.
But I will try my best. Anyway,
Hmm.
so he bought that. I think he did an artisanal well. And I think he was like trying to work, cleared it out, tried to do stuff on his own. And then this has been going on for like 3 to 5 years, because at one point his uncle was occupying the space. And so at some point he was paying the taxes so that they didn't lose the property to the town. And then he kind of just ran out of money. So according to him, he told us 3 acres. Whether or not that's true, we have to confirm on paper, and we haven't been able to get there yet. So that's the other thing that I want to straighten out with you, or just like lay it on the table. It's still a work in progress. We have like I think 3 more days to make sure everything is buttoned up, but wanted to check in with you about how you feel, what you need, so that we can get you that. Because if you don't have what you need in 3 days, then we'll just cancel it and the bank will take it. And then whatever they do with it is what they'll do with it. But for now, we have it at a great price. I think somebody should get the opportunity, and we have it right now. So you tell me, apart from that, so we want to talk about splitting it, I guess, or what that would look like. And I know Scott will work on that. And then confirming this.
Actually, you just told me that it's already split. If it was a separate parcel, then obviously it can, it can be a separate parcel.
So I will send you the research that I pulled today. They are separate parcels. How they're identified, I'm not entirely sure. It's usually book number and then page number. So I'll send it to you, and then I'll send you the screenshots of each one. So I have it right now that there are 3 separate parcels. Whether or not those other parcels are buildable, I don't know. And then the other thing that I'm thinking that comes to mind is originally the first one, which is 300 by 200. That was the one that the builder built on, and that was the original mortgage. And then the mortgage changed 4 or 5 times. And the mortgage that is foreclosing, I think, includes 2 of the 3 parcels. I don't think the third is included. So this is something else that I have to also untangle. Technically, I don't have to do it. The title company has to do it. But
Yeah.
how it was presented to us at first, or initially by Seth, who I kind of trust, but right now I have to confirm what he's saying on paper, and I don't have that yet, is it's 3 acres, built in 1976. It's about 12,000 square feet.
1,200.
Yep.
1,200. That's what I meant. Thank you. And there is some weird little paper easement road that goes down. I think it's on the north side, if I'm looking at everything
It's on the
correct.
left side if you're looking at the house. Yeah.
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 And then on the right-hand side, they also have that additional. So another thing is the grandfather used to, what's the word I'm looking for? Not remanufacture, restore.
Restore.
He used to restore furniture in that little building that you saw. I don't know if there's plumbing there. There should be at least a minimum of a half bath if somebody wanted to use that, because it'd be really annoying to have to kind of run back to the main house to use the bathroom. But that's what I know
I think
so
Keith,
far.
you said you went in there, right?
Yeah, there's no half bath. It's
Okay.
just, but it's all open. I mean, you could make a house there. That's a house. It's actually got, because I measured the house, I measured everything when I was there. And that's actually 1,400, it's 1,369 square feet, I believe.
Wow.
And yeah, and the house is 1156 is what the house
Okay.
is.
Okay.
That's without the garage. I mean,
Yep.
so, but that would be and that was the thing is to do it, would you say you buy it for 140 or something like that, or somewhere
130.
around there, whatever?
130, yeah.
And it needs about $60,000 worth of work to get it done.
Yeah.
And the comps down there are great.
What are you finding for comps?
I'm not going to tell you. You'll want to rehab it.
No.
No, Keith, just tell me, because I have looked.
Yeah.
Go
Ansley did a CMA on it, and the 2 closest comps that are right there that just sold within the past 5 months is there's 1.5 miles away. They same thing, 1,200 square feet, 3 bedroom, 1 bath, garage and stuff. They sold that for $489.
Wow.
And then the last one, which is 3/4 of a mile away or something, they sold. It sold for $449, but it was put on the market for $389.
Interesting. Huh.
So I mean, it's sold in 6 days.
Yep.
Yeah. So I took a look at. I think those are younger houses. Like, I think those are new builds, aren't they?
A little bit newer, yes. Yeah, one of them was a 2006 build, yes.
Okay. Because I saw a couple of these. I have seen the gamut run on these, and obviously I don't know the Maine market at all. I was not able to find that, or I disqualified them because they didn't fit in like acreage, or usually what I look at is I'm looking within the radius of it. So like a mile or less, or 3 miles sometimes, but usually a mile or less, or within like big streets. Then I'm looking at the age of the home, square footage, and then acreage of the land. That's how I comp it. And then you go by condition. I found anywhere ranging from like 250 all the way up to like 389 sort of deal. And then you could blow it out of the water with like 400. But those to me were all newer builds, newer systems, new everything. And it just didn't compare to a 1976 build. So I will share with you the comps, because at the end of the day, if you run with this, you're a friend of mine. I want you to be successful in it, but I also want to bring you back down and share with you what I did, what I got. Scott and I also agree that like it's a good deal, but when we got there, we were expecting more of like a lipstick flip. And so because it's just
No.
heavier lifting because of the mold in the basement, there is mold, right? Mold
Yeah.
or mildew, whichever one. It's there for he and I, we're both, I don't know, nervous Nellies. And again, we're not local. So whoever you have in Augusta, yeah. And I think like the contractors that Scott got, referrals that he got, they were kind of like, just tear it down. Obviously we know better that not everything is a
Oh
tear
my
down.
God.
Not everything is a tear down, but I also know you have trouble getting workers where you're at, all the way up in Bangor. And I don't have the contractor group that I have in New Hampshire or Maine, or New Hampshire or Massachusetts. So it's just different resources that I have. So if you
Yeah.
want to run it, I have no problem you running it. Again, at the end of the day, Scott and I were going to do it initially. It just seemed like heavier lifting. We're both like not local to it. And it's also winter time. And I fucking hate Maine. I hate Maine for Z, but like I hate the snow and I don't want to be there. And Scott's wife is dealing with something. And so it just doesn't seem like a good project for he and I to take on together now. But again, it's a great deal. I think it's a great deal. I don't know that I'm seeing 489 or 449. Again, I'll share with you everything that I did because we were going to buy this. Okay. So let's talk about money. Do you want to talk to me about how you had, before I said what I said, what were you thinking about funding this or getting the money to do this?
Oh, I'm just gonna try to find it often. I don't know. I was gonna go to Andy or whoever, you know.
Yeah. I would encourage you to do that. So the hurdle that Scott and I are going to be working through is we already signed the contract because we knew it was a good contract. Scott's on it, and then right now we're trying to figure out what the bank is demanding. So the bank is going to demand a couple of things. It's selling at a short sale, so they've already approved the amount. They approve the amount. I'm assuming that they approve the contract that has been signed. I've got to find out if there's going to be seasoning period. Because it is a short sale, there's certain metrics that end up happening because the bank is selling it at a loss. And so we cannot do an assignment. We cannot do a double close. There usually is a seasoning period anywhere from 30 to 90 days. And so what I was thinking is, obviously you're a friend of mine, obviously my sister, I let you borrow my sister's money and I trust you, that you and I can figure out, that I can help figure out the money, how to fund this whole thing. If you say you like it and you want it, bitch, I will help you find the money. The money is not a problem. So that's where we're at right now. Scott signed the deal. He was on that call. We walked it together. That's how I got involved. I did the paperwork research on it, and I'm still going to do whatever I have to do auction wise to make sure everything is buttoned up, lined up. And also, I think I can help out with money because, again, he and I were going to do it. So we were already looking at money anyway. We also I've been talking about this thing called Backflip. So Backflip is a lender that Janine and Mark used, and they have really great rates because the house that I was going to do in Massachusetts called Brandy Brow, it's in probate, and then we had a water pipe burst and it's been sitting for like a year in probate. It's just been a mess. But during that time, I started shopping lenders. Backflip offers loans in Maine, and they do at a really great rate, really low fees, really low percentages. I think you could do really well with them. So I can't remember the numbers exactly, but I think the fees, like origination and appraisal fee, is like 650 and 1750 for that, which is like 22 or 2300 in fees alone. And then origination can be as low as like 1.35%. I think it goes all the way down to 0.75% origination fee. So not even 3 points, you get less than a point origination fee, but you have to have certain level of expertise, certain level of money in the bank, and like you have to be a GC. If you have a GC license, you can get down that low. But all of this said, they're very cheap. Scott and I had already started the process with Backflip. I started it for Brandy Brow. He started it for a couple other properties he was looking at, and then he started it for this property. So that's another avenue we can also go in, is just to leverage that money, because it's pretty cheap. Right now, you pay, at least for private money, I pay 15%. I think that works out like maybe closer to 12%. And so if we can use a majority of the funds and construction funds from that, that would be great. Or even if we can just use the purchase price, use them for the purchase price, then I have money that I can bring to the table to fund the gap and the closing and all the other things that need to get paid, in addition to possibly even the construction fee. So I still want you to work your paths, because anytime there's an opportunity is a good time to start asking for where is the money and at how much. And then from there, we'll cherry pick out the best avenue to move forward with. But that's kind of where we stand right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. No, that would be great. I mean, I'm excited. I want to get out of town anyway to do something. You know what I mean? It's that this will be my experimental, because
Okay.
if I can do this one and not be hands on there and get it and have it be done, then I can do it anyways.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Here, I'm hands on all the time. It just because it's here. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So if I can, you know, if this comes out good, I'm good friends with the guys that are doing it. You
Yeah.
know, I've known
I
them
love, I
for
love that you have somebody in Augusta. I think
yeah.
that's great. Like, I'm very much that when I do my projects, I check that my contractor is local, because they have kids and they got to pick them up from school and some bullshit here and bullshit there.
Oh yeah.
So I like them close. The other thing I wanted to ask you is, have you ever purchased anything in a short sale? Have you ever purchased a short sale property?
No, I have not.
Okay. So this is also, like, I think my first time dealing with this. Um, Newsflash, I have a boyfriend.
All
Um,
right.
I think you might have met him. It's Mark.
I kind of was kind of figuring actually.
You did better than I did, Keith.
How did you
Yeah.
figure?
Huh?
I'm sweating right now. How did you figure?
Just the way you talked about them, how close you guys were getting, you know what I mean, and stuff, and just you can tell, you can tell, you can tell.
Okay.
That's good. That's
Um,
awesome. That's awesome.
you know what's crazy? I had a crush on him. Did you come? You came to Winter Ball, right?
No, I didn't.
In Wellesley. I remember you dressed up one time, and I made everybody dress up for Winter Ball. Anyway, Wellesley, January 28th, 2023 was the day that I met him. I ended up having COVID like the week before. And so I meant to cancel his ticket and tell him he can't come, because when he joined, I found out his boss was stealing from Anthony Valera. And I only know that because I fucking wrote the emails to Joni
Oh,
that
wow.
so anyway, I saw the whole thing. Had I not been where I was, I wouldn't have believed anything, but I fucking front row seat saw everything. When they joined, I thought he was a bad guy. Anyway, I was such a bitch to him. Anyway, I'm just making up for all the bad things I did to him. But anyway, I bring this up because he has 5 years worth of acquisition experience with White Acres, which was a very high volume wholesaling company. And he has had experience wholesaling short sales. So ideally, can we wholesale this? That would probably be cleanest, the least amount of fees, la la la.
Yeah.
But if we're not able to, at the end of the day, Scott and I both agree it's a great deal. We want to keep it in the family if at all possible. If you love the deal, we want you to have the deal. How the mechanics of getting that done, we're not totally sure, but we're pulling whatever resources we have to get it done. So the best thing that I can ask is, I love that I'm friends with both of you, that I know you guys really well. You know me really well. We'll keep it as transparent as possible. And then obviously I have your best interest at heart. So yeah, I want you to get the deal. I want you to get the deal right. Sellers asking for money because it came on a Thursday night call. There are some wholesalers involved. Obviously, those things don't really fly when it comes to short sales. So however we need to get this done, I will be in charge of mechanics and orchestrating that. We also have a TC involved, which is Lily. So I'm just thinking about how we make sure everybody gets paid. Everything happens super clean. We get the deal to the other side, clean title, clean runway for you to take off on as well.
No, that'd be awesome.
Yeah,
That'd be
cool.
awesome.
So you want to flip this? You don't want to hold this?
No, we'll flip it.
Okay, cool. I like it. I'm going to share my comps with you. I don't want you to get razzle dazzled. I had a hard time looking. I had Mark look. Mark has like $1,000 worth of freaking expensive, what do you call those systems? And so I made him look at it, and he had a tough time coming up with stuff. And so we're working to untangle, even just on the deed stuff, to take a look at it, make sure we know exactly what's firing, because I don't want to go into it thinking it's 3 acres, 1,200 square feet and the detached 2-car garage, and then for it not to be that way. So it is a short sale. I think they're asking, I remember October 4th, but it might be October 1st that they're looking to do this. At the end of the day, I called my brother. I have access to the money to close. So at a minimum, we can close the deal as it stands right now. It's a little bit dicey because it's only in Scott's name and we got some other things to figure out. So again, I will take that on. If there's anything else that you need as a buyer, just let me know. And then, yeah, we're right now, Scott, myself, and Mark are kind of hammering to make sure everything is buttoned up nice and neat, and that we're going fast because we have an inspection period. And if we can't button it up, then we probably have to let it go at the inspection period. But again, it's a great deal and I don't want to do that. So we'll hammer.
Yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely.
Any questions, comments, concerns, needs?
No, when can I go to work?
I know. So you said mid-October is when you wanted to start, because at one point you were asking to push back closing. What was that about?
Yeah. Well, I'll probably go down in a weekend and probably demo the kitchen, you know what I mean? Pull some floors. I'll bring my 2 grandsons down with me, and we'll spend a day or two down there doing some stupid stuff.
Cool.
I got to get my little dump truck down there, so when we do the roof and stuff, they can use the dump truck, so I can haul the shit away and whatnot, and
Yeah. How old are your grandsons?
16 and 14.
Nice.
Age.
They're right at
Yeah.
that age.
Yeah.
Scott Falvey's dad, who has the construction company, but also he's got some stuff going on, is about 45 minutes south. Mark is a fan of camping, and so he drags me up to Maine often. And so it's possible that we'll be able to stop by and say hello and things like that.
Oh, awesome. Yeah.
It'd be great to see it in the end too.
Can't promise anything, but that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do the flip with Scott. Is I've been dying to lay like what is it, LVP, because it looks fucking easy. But I know the minute I do it by myself, I'm just going to blow it to smithereens. And so I want to work with you guys. Like I want to learn things. I want you to not be my dad, but you know what I mean. Like I want you to teach me shit, because it looks. I mean, when experts do it, it looks really easy. But anyway, so yeah.
That's why they're experts, young lady.
I know.
You, you let a man do what a man does.
This is true. But there are some times I just also want to know what I'm talking about, because I feel like sometimes they feed me bullshit. And I've noticed this with contractors. Like one time I had a guy who climbed up on my roof and he was like, oh, the whole thing needs to be redone. And I was like, no, I saw the permit and it was new 4 years ago. So what are we talking about here? And it's one of those things where I feel like they get tunnel vision. And if I'm able to like tell them, hey, this is how I'm going to do it, or this is my comfort level, or this is an opportunity or an avenue, then they're like, oh yeah. But they don't originate these things. I got to think of these things, but I can't think of them unless I know more. So I want to know more.
Yeah. I just hope nobody's excited about keeping any trees, because all that garbage is going to go. So first thing I'm doing, bringing a little dump truck down, bringing my mini excavator down, and
there you go.
all that shit's going.
Yeah.
Good. Listen, Keith, I like that you like it. I can tell by your text message you were excited about it. I want you to work on funding the deal. At the end of the day, like, can I get it together? I think I can get everything together just to do the first closing. But yeah, it costs money anytime that you borrow. And so these are the things that like, I'm very practical. The more money that we can keep in our pockets, the more I'd like to do that. But whatever we have to do to get a good deal, as long as the deal pencils out, then we'll spend what we need to spend, whatever is reasonable. But yeah, so that's where I'm at.
No, absolutely.
Cool. So Scott and I are going to be hammering. Let us know if you have any questions, and keep in contact with us, because we're, via text message, and just let us know. Let us know if you're thinking anything. I think right now you say good to go. Would it change if it was less than the 3 acres, or if it was just the property? And
no,
I know
I'm just looking at the house. That's you know what I mean.
Too.
Anything else is bonus.
Yeah.
I mean,
if there are separate lots, you could sell just the house and keep the lot for something else.
That would be all. You know what I mean? Oh yeah. If that's the case, my friend. Oh, that's a $200,000 flip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
It is. I mean, because you
Good.
got another house right there. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I already got
Yeah.
it all planned out with 3 bath, master in the ensuite, full bath, 2 bedrooms out back, everything open in the kitchen, living room, dining area. I mean, I got it all. You know, but there's no bath. There's have to cut the concrete and stuff. You know,
Right.
put the sewer in. I mean,
Yeah.
no biggie, no biggie.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Not for somebody like you. Keith, did you go down by yourself or did you have
Yeah,
somebody with you?
yeah. No. I went down. Sal had to go. Oh, she had promised our oldest grandson, 16-year-old, he's going for his license or permit. So he had
Oh, okay.
promised he got out of work at 3, and she was taking him driving, so she couldn't go.
How did you measure it so fast? You have one of those things on the wheel or you have the little light thing?
No, just take measure, 300-footer.
There you
I
go.
love
Yeah.
it. I love it. Anyway, I'm excited for you. Hopefully we can get this done. Cheer us on. And then
Absolutely.
at the end of the day, we think it's a great deal. Obviously, that's why we signed up. And so it's our job to package everything neatly and put it at your feet.
Yeah. Once you get it done, I like to sit down with you and go over how you, because I mean, I can look stuff up, but like you say, title search and stuff, I don't, you know what I mean? It
It's
would be,
it's been a trip. I have no problem sitting down with you and showing what I do. Essentially, I'm a psycho and I just keep searching until they give it to me. And
I
even
know
the
psycho's the right word. You're a whiz. You do know.
no, because you know what's funny is like a long time ago, that's how I became like a leader of sub 2 is because I used to check public records. I think every girl has this little thing where you're like, what's his name? And then 2 seconds later, we're searching it and we're trying to find all the dirt on you. And then I slowly realized you can find town records. And if you read through them, you can kind of tell a story on something. And then there was that whole expression like buyers are liars, sellers are worse. And so a long time ago, I used to be more fluent in land records. And that's how people would ask me questions all the time of like, what's real? Because somebody's saying this, but what's real? And so it was just interesting. I'm not an expert. I'll show you what it is that I do. Mark is also really good at this stuff. So I would love for him to, but he also has like expensive systems. My shit is all free because I don't pay for nothing.
yeah.
But yeah, no problem. I think I actually did a video with Scott Samville at one point, but we could also do a video and I'll screen record it. You can go back in time. You can take a look at it. I can talk you through like how I know and how I understand things. But just keep in mind, like I might still be at a kindergarten level with this stuff. But the research that I did today, I was trying to figure out because Seth, the grandson, is saying 3 acres, and I believe him. Everything else he's told me like line tracks and it lines up, and he has no reason to lie to me because he believes that he's going to
Yeah,
make some money on it.
I mean, he was probably told that by his grandfather. I mean,
Yeah, for years.
I mean,
For
right,
years.
right.
And
So,
at one point, he really wanted to buy the property, which is why he started spending money. And I feel bad for him for doing the well and doing the water heater. And he did some mold mildew treatments downstairs. But anyway, I lost my train of thought, but I can't remember. Oh, he said 3 acres.
yeah.
I need to confirm that, or I need to make sure we know exactly what we're buying here. Essentially, the story is pretty straightforward. From what I pulled on title exam, they paid like 26,000 initially. It became 40,000 at another date, and then probably I don't remember the year, but like 2010, they pulled out a $274,500 home equity line of credit equity
It
conversion
was a
mortgage.
reverse mortgage, wasn't it?
That's what they call it. I don't know like what the name is, but I know on the document I read equity conversion, fixed rate equity, home equity conversion. And that's the one that's foreclosing on it. So it's a short sale because they're taking less than the 274. And that's why we got to play by their rules. But at the same time, we're trying to figure out what the rules are. Seth wanted to buy the house. So I believe what he's telling me, all the history about it. But from what we're pulling right now, I'm not entirely sure. So I need to get the title company on the same page that the title exam matches up. Whatever permission, according to him, he wanted to buy the property. The bank would let him buy the property, but he needed to have a proof of funds and he just didn't have it. And so they gave him permission to sell to a third party, and we are his third party.
Yeah.
And if I could ask too, Keith, when you go to buy it, do you buy it under your personal name or do you do it under an LLC or would you put it
Oh
in
no,
an LLC or-
all my flips go under different LLC.
Okay.
Just like my all my rentals are in a different LLC, and
So would you prefer, because there's one way that we can also clean this up is to, right now it's underneath Scott's LLC. He doesn't want to sell his because that's his. But if we could cancel the contract, which probably don't want to do, probably do an
Amend it.
amendment to it.
And I already told them that I could be changing the name of the buyer
Yeah.
anyway, initially.
But again, it's a bank that's short sailing. How fast they're going to act when they're pushing us to close by 10-1, I don't know. So kind of like let's play the ball where it lies, versus ideally what we would like to do is maybe just even set up a Maine LLC that after the closing, we sell the Maine LLC to you. How this exactly works, we're not sure, but this is short sale territory. This is kind of par for the course. They don't like to do double closes. They don't want us to be making money on it quickly because they're losing that money. That's why it's happening. Sometimes the seasoning periods. And so I've seen some people do this where they purchase it under an LLC and then they sell the LLC. Have I ever executed it? No. But between like us, my friends, and people who have done this stuff, I know a couple people that have do these things. And so it's our job to, again, button everything up, make it presentable for you, and make the sale go through, because we don't want to lose it to the bank. So we're
No, not at all.
operating in these confines.
Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Cool. That's it.
Yes. Well, it's nice meeting you, Scott.
Yeah, you too, Keith. I hope we can actually do more together in the future.
I was gonna say, absolutely, young fella. Absolutely.
Yeah.
He's over in New Hampshire, but 2.5 hours away. And then
I'm in New Hampshire. My dad's in Pittsburgh, right outside of Bath.
Oh yeah, actually I did I've done work down in Phippsburg. Phippsburg and what's the other one? Right across the bay. Is it Georgetown? Yeah, Phippsburg and Georgetown, isn't it? One's right across from each other or something.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure about Georgetown.
Yeah. I think it was Phippsburg. Yeah, because I did a big little telephone building there down in down in Phippsburg before for the telephone company and stuff.
Oh, interesting. Huh.
Yeah.
Keith is the real deal.
Yeah.
That's the part that I love about him. He's the real deal. He's up to his gullet in work. And at the same time, he's like, I want to transition and I want to be like these big boys and I want to call the shots. But, so he's in this transition period. But he and his wife, Sally, have done a really good job about amassing what they have amassed. And then obviously he paid to get into sub 2 to kind of grow a little bit faster.
Yeah.
So I like this opportunity. Keith, if you're excited and happy, then I'm excited and happy. And then wish us luck. Wish us luck, stay in contact. And then Scott and I will update you in the group chat about things. As we have them, you will have them. And then I'll also share with you some of the things we already put together, like the comps that I ran and some of the notes that I pulled, like title notes and things like that. Nothing to get worked up over. It's just stuff that I pulled that I found valuable. So I've saved. And did you see my photos? I know you walked the property, but I want to make sure you have. Did you see the photos or no?
Yeah, no, I see the photo. I was going to say, I can send you. I took a 20-minute video walkthrough.
Yeah.
I got a video on my phone. You want me to send it to you?
You can send it. We'll throw it. I like to have a project folder for everything that I touch.
Yep.
Or if you end up being the end buyer, then usually what I do is I ask the end buyer to store the data because it's your shit. And then I contribute to it, whatever it is that I contribute. Usually my notes, screenshots of things, information as I find it, sort of deal, pertinent numbers, or, if I talk to Seth and Seth said, blah, 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 then I'll write that down. But yeah, anything that we can put together to help us tell the most accurate story is usually what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay, cool.
You have a few minutes to stay on, Suzanne?
Say it again.
You have a few minutes to stay on too?
Yeah. We can talk.
Okay.
Yeah. Keith, any other questions?
No, I'm good to go. I appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah.
Thank you so much for walking the property, and fingers crossed everything works out. My first short sale, your first short sale, Scott's first short sale. So life is good.
Yeah. No, anything I can do for you guys, let me know.
You're so sweet. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Keith.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. We'll see you. Have a good night.
You too.
Bye.
Okay.
You are amazing.
No. I genuinely
I can't keep up with you, Suzanne.
I talk too fast. It's recorded.
You talk too fast, you write too fast, you think too fast.
It's ADHD. I'm sorry.
I've got a little bit of ADHD, but it doesn't come out that way.
I'll slow down. But the
No,
other
no,
fun.
you again, you be you. I will catch up, or
Thank
you will
you.
catch me up, I'm sure. So
Thank you. So what was there anything that was throwing you off? Any questions that you had?
no, it was more I I really think like just getting an LLC, a main LLC, and then either having him be on the original operating agreement. So all that has to happen is he can just, I'll say pay me off, but pay us off, or you can be
Yeah,
on the operating agreement too. And then we each get a share when he comes into it.
yeah.
Um, and after the sale, we can, whatever money's brought in, that can go to, Ari and
Ashley.
Christy, and the money goes to Seth. It can all come right out of the LLC. And to me, it seems like it's way cleaner because it's all happening within that same entity and not changing hands or ownership with anybody.
Yeah, yeah. I would like that without question. And especially if that's how he purchases his stuff, then it's perfect, right?
Yeah.
Because for me, I purchase stupid, all my flips, all my wholesales, fucking one-stop shop. Because I consider myself a housewife. I do like 2 deals a year, right? That's it. But him, he's a bigger player. This is how he wants to do it. If he's comfortable with doing that in his style, then great. We can definitely lean in this direction. The only thing that I will say is if there is a lender like Backflip, Backflip will pull if you are 20% and above owner of the thing, then you have a hard credit pull. So even if you and I had an LLC together and we're 50-50, we're both getting pulled. So it's almost better for us to stay separate and then both get the hard pull and let it be that. But if we're bringing in Keith, and so these are the things that I got to figure out, and definitely please help me with this. I like the idea of like zero ownership, 100% ownership for Keith, but then maybe I don't know how this works. We'd have to talk to a title company or figure out more, talk to more people about how this works, paying out invoices and things like that. Yeah.
Um, I mean, none of that should be complicated. I don't know how long it takes to get an LLC established in Maine, but it's not expensive and it shouldn't be that. I can even call tomorrow and find out.
He's
Um,
he's probably good. So his wife takes care of like the paperwork for this stuff. I think she's a full-time job. I think she's an insurance agent actually, and she's also a notary public. But yeah, so we could probably even talk to them and say, what would that maybe just even make him buy the main LLC, because if he doesn't use it for this, he can use it for the next thing that he does.
mhm.
So let's talk to Keith about it. How fast does it take? Let's move in that direction if we can. So the first question before we even set up a main LLC is going to be whether or not we can get the amendment that moves it from yours to whatever the new one is.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'll email Lily and I'll ask her.
Elaine,
Lily.
Lily. Girl, I don't think Lily's going to know. She's just a TC.
Right, but I mean, but can't Ari just write up the amendment? Or she can write up the amendment and present it to Seth for Seth to authorize, not even,
We can't even sign the amendment unless we know that the bank is willing to accept the amendment. There's no point in doing an amendment if they won't accept it. Right now, we have a contract with Seth. Seth will fucking sign whatever we want him to sign um, because he wants money, right?
right, but if my understanding of the PR is he's like, the executor of an estate, and the executor of the estate is the one that's making the decisions on what's happening with this, with the sales or the
Yeah,
estate. So,
yeah. We still have to confirm what it is that we're buying because we're not even sure. He's saying
oh
month
no,
in.
I get it.
Yeah. So a couple things I definitely like. So Mark had talked about extending inspection. I don't think we need to extend the inspection because we have the buyer. What we need to is extend the ability to cancel.
Right.
Cancel and
Extend the
or
due diligence or specific to specific
yes.
requirements.
Specific to acreage and square footage and the lots. How many? Because according to what I read, there's only 2 out of the 3 that are included. All 3 together equal about 2 acres, not 3 acres.
Yeah.
And no mention of that building, no mention of the improvement. It's just land. And I'm not even sure where it is. Fucking these maps are ridiculous. maps are fucking not helpful because I can't find any. I'm just going by
Yeah, there,
northeasterly pin 300 feet, like
yeah,
stupid.
there are no maps. And talking to the town, there are no assessor's maps. Everything is based on the deed.
That's fucking, you know who's a surveyor though? Mark.
Oh yeah,
He's great. You just see what I mean? Like, I go to him all the time, and then I'm like, how am I not supposed to fall in love with you when you fucking know all the
right.
answers to all my questions, bitch?
That's right.
Anyway, all right, let me touch base with him. But what I would say, I wouldn't even, this is going to sound bad. How much is Lily? Do we know? Because technically the end buyer is responsible for her.
Probably like 500 bucks.
I hope it's 500 bucks because this is short sale territory. And she didn't negotiate shit. It's just paperwork pushing a couple of things.
Right.
Um, she's not my choice at all for a TC
Hmm.
because I know her to be newer. My favorite choice is Caleb Christopher, who's the godfather of TC. He's the whole
Yeah.
reason why TC exists.
Yeah.
And he sees a lot. He goes through a lot of law, blah, blah, blah. So I don't lean on her. The other thing that I will also tell you is I used one of Pace's addendums and it cost me 24 fucking $1,000
Mm,
because it was net. There was a little word net. Some things were not included. So I am a huge fan of making the title company fucking write out everything because
yeah.
if anything is wrong, there's title insurance and
Yeah.
somebody somewhere will get paid for it. And it's their fucking fault. You do not make up your own document. To me, a TC is a person that like fills out contracts. You
Mhm.
don't fucking write them. You fill them out, you get it signed, you explain things, you shuffle, ask for updates. You kind of are the grease to the wheel. Never fucking make documentation. Please, for
Yeah.
love of God, only attorneys.
Yeah.
So if we're doing an addendum, we reach out to title
Title
company.
company.
Technically, the title company works for us. Okay, let me change. Title company works for the lender,
Hmm.
but Backflip is a slut lender, and they'll use whatever we say. But and then the buyer and the lender are usually on the same team because they're buying using this money, and so they're on the same team. And then it's possible that you could have a third attorney. The third attorney is the whole seller's representation. And that's the one that initially, when you were signing the contract, you were like, do you want to change anything? That's the one thing that I would change. Seller, Seth, can talk to whoever he wants to talk to, but that bill is his bill. I don't know shit about that,
Right.
but you're welcome to do it.
Yeah.
On our side, we are paying for title closing. So whoever's the title company that's closing it, they are on our time because they're on our side because we're both in bed together.
Yeah.
So we can ask for the addendum to be added. And then we got to get, I don't know, we got to see what the bank is actually giving to Seth to then give to us.
Right.
Yeah.
Um, Also too with Backflip, if Keith were on the LLC, um, Backflip, he has enough experience to get the better rate
He
for
does.
Backflip as
The
well.
only thing that I will say is Backflip will be new to him. He has his own lenders and how he does his stuff. Um, I don't know whether or not Backflip will be fast enough. They said last time I talked to Andrew, by the way, they said anywhere from 10 to 14 days, but I don't know what it's really going to come down to. And so that's the part that makes me nervous where I'm like, I
Hmm.
know they have an account with you, they have an account with me. Maybe they can move faster, but we'll see. So if he has to generate a new one with Backflip, okay. If not, I'm going to line up plan B, which is the funding. So where I see us operating right now is number one, we tag team this. I can help out with the funding and the money and line that up and figure out how we close the deal and get Keith on his way and help him buy the deal. And then you can do like LLC stuff and work with Keith's wife, Sally, to get that done as well, so that it's
Yeah.
not just your only sole burden. Yeah. Isn't wholesaling is kind of fun?
It's, it's really interesting, and um, it kind of gets me in the mood of, I don't want to say it's easy because it's not really easy, but I'm sure some sales could be easy and some are going to be complicated, and short sales
Yeah.
make it complicated. The fact that there's, three separate deeds, and is the lot size what it's saying.
These deeds.
Well, yeah, right, three separate deeds. And so there's, some nuances there. If it wasn't a short sale, it would be easier. It'd be less stressful to work through, what's happening. But
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Um, but you can make easy money for not doing anything.
You need fucking really good friends. You really need to know
Yeah,
people, because if Keith doesn't come through, all the work we did just fucking out the window and
right.
stupid. We're gonna disappoint the seller, the title company. Nobody gets paid if this doesn't close. And
Yeah,
so that's the kind of hard part, that in the beginning when we were wholesaling, when anybody wholesales, you're usually a baby the first time you do it. Everybody thinks that they have to get in real estate by wholesaling, but there's so much to it, right?
right.
And the same way where you're like, hey, don't we just do this? Wouldn't it be simple? And it's like, in a great world, it
Maybe.
would be. But now we're in short sale territory. And
Yeah.
so it becomes a whole nother path. But yeah, it can
What
be. Yeah, go ahead.
what did you say Keith's wife's name was?
Sally.
Sally.
So he calls her Sal. Yeah,
Okay.
she's great. Yeah.
Um,
She takes care of the paperwork stuff, which is great.
yep,
Yeah.
yep.
But anyway, so next step for us is, I would say, let's reach. I think you should put me in on the emails with the title company, because from there, you can introduce me as like a partner, lender, whatever you want to say. But you're like,
I'll say a partner. I mean, the
yeah,
partner could be anything. So
yeah, my bitch. Anyway, so you
no,
can
not my
add
bitch. I
me.
don't do that.
No, it's okay. So you're going to add me as a partner, and then from there, a couple of things we need to do is, what did I say? It's in my notes over here. Uh, Lot size and square footage. And what else do we need? Oh, we need to know if it's 3 parcels. And I think that's it. That's what we're trying to confirm.
Right. And I haven't heard back from Ari yet about anything that Seth knows about it too. So
So in all honesty, so Seth reached out to me on Facebook.
okay.
I'm not gonna lie. When I jumped out of the car, his face lit up, and I was like, "Oh, he's got to know like Scott Falvey or whatever." Did he reach out to you on Facebook?
I don't think so.
He's friends with Ashley, which is telling me he likes women. He has a wife on Facebook and a daughter, so we'll see. But if I'm using my girl card to chat him up, I don't mind
Yeah.
that, and to
Yeah.
get whatever information I can get out of him. Obviously, he's an open book because he was just spilling beans left, right, and center. Um, but I can also initiate conversation with him to kind of move it forward. Where I stand right now, just I don't know the full story how Ari is involved. I
Right.
wonder if the recording is even saved, because at one point I was telling them that the Thursday night calls should be recorded and put on YouTube, but that probably never happened.
I
Um,
think they are being recorded. Where they're going after that, I don't know. And I think um Ari was on the call originally, and it was towards the end where Ashley came on, and she had already talking to Seth at one point, but she said, let me talk to him again, with everybody here. And at that point, Ari was gone. So I don't know if Ashley and Ari connected before that meeting or if she connected with him afterwards because it was a short sale and she didn't know what to do with it. I'm not sure where that happened.
I don't think he's authority on short sale at all. I think he's just hosting the calls. But what I would like to do is they're welcome to take a back seat. I mean, we know what we're doing. We're not assholes. We're not putting him in a bad position. Obviously, we want the deal. We just need to figure out the mechanics of it. And we're competent. We're more competent than both of them combined, just even you or me. And I know that sounds terrible, but I'm just saying, like, I understand wholesalers want to protect their interests, and that's fine. Whatever they want to write up to give to us to ensure that they get paid out, that's fine. They also know us. They know me. They know
Right.
you. They fucking know what I've been through with Z.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna douche them for fucking 5,000. Cry
Right.
me a river. I've never. But they want to protect their interests. So what you can do is introduce me as your partner. You can say you brought me on. I'm most likely going to be acting, bringing the money to the table. And then we might want to do another partner, which is Keith, who's going to run the rehab, construction, whatever. They don't need to know anything beyond that. But what
Yep.
they do need to know is we have 3 completely competent people, and we want direct communication because we're closing this goddamn complicated ass deal. And we need direct access because I'm not going through a bottleneck. So politely, we will take it from here. Whatever documentation you or Lily want to send to us to sign to ensure your fee, by all means, go ahead and send it.
So I'm letting Ari know You're my partner. Keith is a partner.
So what I would tell you to do is that initial title email that was like open up title,
Yeah.
what you can do is just respond all, and you can say plus Suzanne,
Okay.
plus Keith, my partners on the deal. And then from there, I will write the attorney and say, hey, this is what I need you to make for us. And then once that's done, we'll give it to Lily. Lily can have Seth sign it and do all that stuff. She's not making our documents.
Sure.
She's not an attorney.
Yeah.
And so I'll ask for the 3 requirements we want. And we also need some sort of communication with bank.
Right.
Oh, so by the way, the 3 requirements we want is the lot size, the square foot, and the 3 parcels, because we want to buy all 3 or confirm the 3 acres. The other thing that I wanted to do, I totally forgot. I'll remember it.
Amending the contract maybe for the.
No, this is the amendment. The amendment is we will continue down this path with this contract if and only if what you told us is valid, which is 3 acres, these 3 parcels, this is the lot size, this is square footage of the house, or whatever it is. But the 3 parcels is really important because fucking Maine doesn't have technology, and we're gonna do this ratty ass paper bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also amending the contract for a new buyer for new LLC.
New LLC, yep. For sure. Oh, last one was seller's representation.
Oh, yeah.
If whatever he wants,
Right.
fucking whatever you
Up to
want,
him. Yeah.
is your bill.
Yeah.
Okay. So those are the 3 things I'm asking for, is to define what we're buying, new LLC name. So we're going to have to talk to Keith, because here's the other thing. If he makes up a new LLC, it's going to take a minute for us to get the new name for that place.
Maybe not. Depends on how fast they work.
Yeah. Okay. So send an email. So who's on that email right now? I'm surprised he said he wanted to put a new roof on it. I was surprised.
I'm surprised too. I don't know that I would waste my money on that.
He wants to do it. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
He knows things.
So Jill, who is with the title company, myself, Ari, Compass Services, maybe title company too, and Compass Services.
Yeah. Is Ashley on it?
No.
That's weird. Can you add her too?
Sure.
Why are we not having Ashley on it?
I don't know. I think she's having Ari kind of take it over, but
so we just need to be, I guess, clear about, yeah. And Lily's on it?
That one came from Lily.
Okay.
That was the one that was asking to open escrow.
Okay. Okay. So I would tell you, Suzanne, Keith, and let's add Ashley.
Okay.
I'm very transparent. Fucking everybody and their mom get on this fucking email. Nobody's left out. You know exactly what's happening. And you can just say, I'm adding in my partners, and I'm adding in Ashley. I'm not sure how she's involved with the deal, and then we can figure that out together. Yeah. And then from there, I will respond and let the title company know we need an amendment to be made. And these are the 3 things that we're asking for. We can also ask, I can clarify that Ashley and Ari are together, and that together they're looking for a $10,000 fee. That's fine.
But that's outside of the Lily title.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
That's outside of the Lily TC?
Well, I don't know about the Lily TC, but the Lily TC is the sale. And so I don't think we want to talk anything about their fee or Seth's money.
Yeah,
I
good
think
call.
those are gonna be kind of outside conversations.
Okay. I mean, technically they hired Lily, we didn't, but yeah. So put everybody on an email. I'll talk to Ashley, Ari, and figure out what that's about and how they want to do it. And the answer is they just need to submit either an
Yeah.
invoice for it. If they want to sign a joint venture, we can take a look at that.
And I had mentioned that to Ari too, because he, in the beginning, he was saying something about doing a contract or JV, and I said, you could just send me an invoice too. Oh, that's true.
He doesn't know. I'm telling you that boy, did he buy anything? No. Has he wholesaled before? Yes. Was he the principal on it? Not at all. He's just a talker and he's a good one.
Yep.
But does he know mechanics? No.
Okay.
He sounds kind of good, but no substance. So we'll talk. So put me on the email. I'll make sure Ashley, Ari, we figure out what their fee is. Just confirm it's 10,000, and then we'll figure out a way for them to feel comfortable. Lily, also, how much is her cost? She needs to state that. We didn't hire them. I don't know how much, whatever. She has an invoice. I need to know how much that is.
Yeah.
And then the third part is the amendment with the three things. And then I'll review this in the chat with Mark because I want to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. I have
Okay.
a couple of friends that have a short sale company. So it's Nick Allerud. I don't know if you've ever heard of him.
I've heard the name, yeah.
He was at Creative Elite. I put him on for the first round. He was talking about mindset. I think he filed bankruptcy and he like lost a bunch of money. But he's very well versed when it comes into real estate stuff. He threw all of that away and he wants to do mushrooms and ayahuasca
Mhm.
and be a guru, but he still engages in real estate stuff. So he bought like a Bartlett Inn. He bought an inn with Alexa Dealey. I think that's like in
Oh, okay.
32. So he still does real estate and he has a short sale company. I call her Mary Had a Little Lamb because her name is like Mary Lambert or something.
Okay.
I'm mad at her because she didn't pick up my call the first time, but Mark has her on speed dial, so I'm just going to leverage that.
Yep.
But we need to figure out once we have those three things, so the wholesale fee, Lily services, and the amendment, figure out what are the
With the amendment,
stipulations.
don't forget to talk about changing the name of the seller, unless you're waiting for that, to talk to the bank about that. But that could be an important part so that we can just amend it and do it that
We
way
can,
versus trying to go
yeah.
full circle with two cells.
Yeah. So I think we're fine that we can amend and update the name, and
Yeah.
it can be a Maine LLC because I think yours is a New Hampshire LLC.
Right.
And we'll just tell them, listen, it needed to be a Maine LLC, and I had to change it. The end. And then figure out the bank stipulations. So I need to read whatever the fuck they sent him, everything they sent him. I need to be able to know that. I may or may not have to get. Do you have an authorization form to talk to
I
the
don't.
bank at all? So let's do that. So we can get the authorization from Lily. Lily's just filling it out, having people sign. That's her job. Fill it out, have people sign, but do not make documents. You don't make them.
Yeah, and originally, and I should have stuck to my guns on this, but Ashley she wanted to do I think she wanted to do a 5-day due diligence, and I said, let's do 10. I think it may have been 7. I don't remember now, but it
Yeah,
ended up being that at 7. But I think with some of the information that we're looking for, it would be worth extending the due diligence to make sure we have everything we need, including
yeah.
talking to the bank to understand what we need or what they need, uh,
Mhm.
to know that we can do this.
Yeah,
If we don't have their information, how do we know that we can actually go through with the sale?
right. Right. Yeah, cool. So add me in onto that email and then we'll go from there. Um, And so what I had talked about is you add me to the email. So wholesaler fee, Lily's fee, the amendment, and the amendment includes the parcels, the new LLC, and seller's representation is not our cost. That's the
Right.
three thing that I have. Probably the fourth thing that I will add is that we need a buyer's authorization form to speak directly with the bank to know what the fuck is happening. So that's all happening. And then what are we doing tomorrow? So tomorrow, I know you want to call them back.
I'm going to call the town back, find out about building lot sizes.
So probably what I'll do tonight, You do the email tonight,
Yep.
and I'm going to put together like my little title exam. I'm going to put my exam notes together, so I can send it to you so that when you call in the morning, you can be like, this is what I pulled from public record. One thing I will say is what I pull on public record, they fucking even have more in the back. Because I've seen attorney title exams. I don't know where the fuck they get that shit, but there's
Right.
more. But I
Yep.
can put a loose framework together, and you can have like a book and page to where you're like, this is parcel. They have like a weird code, like it's like a 8-digit fucking code. But then they also have to get the book and page, which is like, this is the original deed. This is how it transferred. This is how it transferred. But we have 3 deeds that I've seen so far.
Right.
A little bit confusing. There's not only one Arthur Freeman. His son is a junior and he fucked up a bunch of shit. And then there's another guy. There's like 3 or 4 of these guys. So I think I have our guy
Okay.
because he's attached to Marcia, the wife.
Yep.
But I'll give you the exam notes. And then tomorrow when you call the town, start plugging away on the parcels that he owns and then building or like splitting lots or building a
Right.
lot on
Yeah.
one of
Yeah.
the
What's
streets.
required for a building lot. The nice thing is, like we were saying with Keith, if each of these deeds is a separate parcel and they haven't been brought together, which it sounds like they haven't, in theory, you would think each deed would allow a building to happen, but you need to know the size in order to know that. That's
It's not usually the case. So like Brandy Brow is 3 parcels together, but
yeah,
I can't combine them and I can't build on like 2 of them. And that's the other thing is like, where are these things? Because I might have one here and then he went left and right.
yeah,
Fucking, I don't know how he pulled it off, but like $1 and he got these. Good for him.
yeah,
Good for them.
yeah, yeah,
So I will send exam notes. You will send the email, and then
yeah,
you're calling in the morning for parcels and the building. And then I'm just going to start hammering. Once I'm on that email, then I can start hammering wholesaler, lily fee, and then working on the amendment as well as getting the stipulations from the bank. Now, do I need to talk to Spencer? Is it worth talking to, what's his name? Not Spencer, Seth.
I was gonna say, who's Spencer?
I know so many S names.
I
Yeah.
don't know if it's worth talking to Seth. What are you gonna?
So technically, I think right now on the emails, Ari is representing Seth. That's what I think is happening. And so that's why Ari is maintaining that contact. If he wants to continue to do that, that's fine. It's free, right?
Sure.
Because he's getting paid his fee. Might as well get more work out of him. Yeah, so he can maintain Seth. He can ask for things. I mean, I don't know what number he used, or
I
did
don't either.
did Seth contact you back on the number you contacted him
Nope.
on? So no idea what that's about. But if he has the poll, let him have the poll.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. So he can manage Seth, and we can do our best to get whatever Seth has. I want it, and then whatever the bank is giving, I need to see that so that we
Right.
know what we're buying. I think I know what we're buying, but I just want to make sure. And again, at the end of the day, after we talk to Keith, I mean, we're just looking at the house. Anything more than that would be great. Right now, according to what I've seen, the reverse mortgage slash home equity conversion covers 2 of the parcels, not the 65-foot parcel. So that's what I was thinking about earlier today when you said you called in and you were like, I got a sick two. What you were like, oh, it's 300 by 60. And I was like, no, it's 300 by 200 is the house.
Well, and the odd thing is the appraiser, the deed that the appraiser pulled is the 300 by 20. No, 300 by 60. That's the one the appraiser pulled, which is not the original deed. It doesn't have the house on
Yeah.
it.
So they need to get straightened out so that we can make sure that the short sale goes through. I call them, and this is the other weird part too, is like Lily was saying, it's a short sale. This is the date. Usually, when you have a property under contract, what you're not going to auction it. The whole point of the auction is to
Right,
find a buyer. If you
right,
already fucking found the buyer, then stop the goddamn auction
right,
and let the buyer execute. And they're very good that once you have an executed thing, as long as we're talking to the trustee and whoever the fuck we got to talk to, they'll be like, they say it angrily and whatever, but they're like, fine, we'll give it to you. And
right,
it's good. So, and they're also the people that we say, like, hey, we have an amendment that we're making to this. Please push it through. And our silly excuse is we needed a Maine LLC, so we're going to make one for this.
yep,
Here we are. Yeah.
yep,
I usually call banks and trustees, it's just I call them paper mafia. They will kick and scream because all they want is their fucking money. They don't even
right,
want the house. So they'll be very scary and angry, but they just want to know that we're actually doing stuff. They don't want lip service. They want
right,
actions.
yep,
Yeah.
yep. So we never talked about yours and my split.
Okay.
You,
If we
you,
don't talk about it, it's usually 50-50.
okay.
That's my thing. It's usually 50-50. That's kind of like how we always worked in sub two. If it ever got to a point where we're like, hey, you're doing a little bit more work, or I feel like the workload is a little bit unequal, then usually my feeling is we try to work back to a place where we both feel 50-50. So if I'm feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling overwhelmed, we try to work our back way to 50-50. If we can't, at that point, we can negotiate what the split is.
I'm already thinking I don't need 50-50. You're doing a majority of this. You've got all the
No,
knowledge. You're moving forward.
no.
I'm
Listen,
fine
listen,
with
I'll tell
giving
you
you
this.
more than
No,
that.
no, 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 no. Had you not been on that Thursday night call, this opportunity wouldn't be here. Had you not locked up the contract, we wouldn't be here. So you definitely bring value to the table. Do not discount that. Do not say, "Oh, I'm so small than you. I shouldn't get anything." No, no, no. We always start at 50. This is how we did it in the past. And this was what we had a big fight over this in sub two. It's a whole thing. Later trauma. I can't even. If you don't specify the split starts by default equal for everybody.
Okay.
If at some point you feel, and then our style back in the day is that everybody was contributing, everybody was trying to help.
Hmm.
And yeah, and then, but again, there's usually a clear leader on it, or again, you're the main player. You hold the contract. I don't exist on paper, right? You could easily run off with the fee, but then I would
Yeah,
have
but without you being on here, this probably wouldn't even be happening.
So we start at 50-50.
Yeah.
You're sending emails, you're calling the town, you have a fucking W-2 and you're still doing this stuff. All of the experience you bring to the table, you just knowing the shit that you bring that to the table. All of those things matter, right? So we start at 50-50. If there's ever a time where it's like, I need more help, or I feel like I'm dragging this boat by myself, I need more, then we can either talk about bringing in somebody else to pick up the pace, or you even picking up the pace.
Yeah.
But it has to be a conversation every single time. I appreciate you asking too. But for me, it always starts at 50-50. And if
Okay.
there's a problem, then we talk about it at the time, or we problem solve from there. From there, I will also say, Mark has been helpful to me. So whether I pay him from so another thing that we did is a long time ago, there was a deal with Clinton Reynolds, Jason Lopes, and myself. The fee was 3,500, which was like, to me, pennies, which
Hmm.
this is how crazy our lives are, is that 3,500 is nothing money, right? They wanted to pay me $500 out of that because I went to the property twice and I had a babysit. There was a shitty agent involved and I had to babysit her and make sure she doesn't say certain things.
Yeah.
And so they couldn't do it because they're both away. Just them wanting to include me or recognize me or reimburse me or acknowledge me is very much what I consider like sub two family. We're trying to make sure that anyone who's brought value to the table has been compensated as fairly as possible. Everybody had a fighting chance sort of deal. Nobody is trying to say, give me more, let me take more. We want to make sure everybody wins because long term, as we do this, we want to make sure everybody wins.
Right.
It'd be a shame if like I ran off into the sunset and then we can't do deals together. Because again, this would not be an opportunity for me had you not been up mine and Mark's ass that weekend. And I felt so bad. I lost my phone that weekend and I was like, I can't do shit. And then Mark even missed out on the email because we were busy trying to like figure out where my stupid phone is.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's coming back on Wednesday, I think. So I'm going to be a whole person again. But until then, I'm on this fucking weird temporary phone.
Okay.
We
And
felt
yes,
really bad.
I was going to mention too that, with Mark's efforts, I think he should get something out of it too.
So we'll figure it out. Again, my thing has always been I'm happy. I want everybody to eat in a fair way. And that's just, I don't know, that's how we started in sub two. That was the whole reason why I was the leader because I
Mhm.
had people watching out for me. I had people saying, don't worry, even if you're not there, I got your back.
Yeah.
I had a deal like you. I had a deal like this. And like, let's say, for example, Keith doesn't kind of what you're doing is what's called daisy chaining. You got it
Yep.
from Ari and now you're selling it to somebody else.
Yep.
Sometimes that's really frowned upon. And if Ari, so you posted on Facebook, and if you're friends with Ari and Ari was logged in, he could see to a certain
Right.
extent you're daisy chaining his deal. It would happen. It's not always great without, you should be communicating back and forth and everything should be slightly transparent. But Yeah, so I would have a deal and I'd talk about it on a Thursday night. And the next day, if somebody saw it in like a Facebook group, they would screenshot and send it to me. And even like the other day, I saw something with Clinton where I was like, Clinton, isn't that your deal? Like all I heard was 800 purchase price and like 1.1 million sales price and
Yep.
Manchester by the Sea. And I was like, bro, is that not yours? Why does that sound like yours? And then I asked the guy, he literally sent me the photos Jonathan Santiago took. And I was like, bitch, it's your deal. Do you know he's doing this? Did you at
Mm,
least collect like a non-refundable EMD on this so that like he can do whatever he wants, but if he doesn't get rid of it, then you're on the hook for it.
right.
Anyway, this is what I loved. Like we really were a family and it was really nice and you
Yeah.
didn't have to watch your back. And so I want to make sure everybody's compensated. I don't mind. We should not be minding talking about this because it's transparent. I will tell you this, and I think you know this. I'm a little harsh on Ari because we used to be friends and now we're not friends anymore. And
Okay.
went to
I
the other.
didn't know that part.
Yeah, but I think you might have like because I at one point I was going hard on him, and then I was like, oh, I should back up. But I've known him for years,
Yep.
and he pulled out of real estate at one point altogether. It was him, me, and Ari. No, him, me, and Z were all
Yep.
BFFs, and then things went south with Z. Ari never reached out. Ari took over my position. That's why we were friends, is because like Ari's really good at what I was doing anyway. And
Yep.
so that's how we first bonded together.
Yep.
But, like he's not, at one point, he completely left real estate. He was doing like a master's or doctor's program out of Connecticut. Something about his grandpa made a membrane out of seaweed kelp and they were
Huh.
like shooting lasers through it. And
Wow.
that's what he wants to do. There's a certain thing that he wants to do. It was his grandpa's lab and his grandpa passed away. And for him to like take it on, he has to have a certain minute. So he left real estate fucking altogether at
Oh,
one point.
wow.
And Z and I used to be on the group chat and Z would text me and he's like, why are we talking in the group chat? Like, I'll just talk to you. And I was like, no, I'm waiting for Ari to come back. Like, I don't care
Yep.
how much homework you're doing. Like when you come back, I'm not gonna, it's all there.
Yep.
Anyway, so that's
Interesting.
why I say like he's not a buyer. He doesn't really do it. He's me. He talks about it. He hosts the call, but has he actually put like pencil to paper? Not really. And so when it comes to like when push comes to shove with something serious, I'm like, sit on the side, little baby boy.
Gotcha.
Let
Yep.
the big girls handle. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
And then to be
Awesome.
honest, I probably have a little bitterness about, us having a falling out, but he's great. He's
Yeah.
great. And yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know I missed a lot that when I kind of stepped away towards the Gator community.
It's okay. I'd rather you miss out on that because I'm not bragging about any of that.
Oh,
It
I know.
was
I know you're
not
not.
fun.
Yeah.
It was not fun. It was drama.
Yeah.
But yeah, everything happens as it should. That at least that's what my coach says. But yeah,
Yeah.
so let's go from
Yeah.
there. I'll work on title notes, title exam notes. Please make sure sit on my ass, harass me, make sure I get them done tonight. You send out the email and I'll take care of emails starting tomorrow. But I want to get my exam notes for you so that when you call, you have a framework to go by.
Okay.
Were you able to follow what I was talking about today?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So you've
Yeah.
looked at public record before.
I have, yeah. And when I got into Sub 2 and I started going through the modules, that was kind of part of it. And I started looking for properties and doing this and that. And at that point, I won't say I'm getting good at it. I was getting familiar with it.
Yeah, yeah.
And then stepping away from it, started having a hard time finding the information again. And so you're whipping this stuff out. I couldn't even find Arthur's name in the Registry of Deeds database, searching by his name. I'm like,
Are you sure you were looking in the right place? It's Kenny Bunk. I'm not
yeah.
even saying that right. Kenny Bunk. Oh, you got to go backwards. It has to be Freeman author.
Oh,
And here's the thing, if you read it, it will fucking tell you where it's like search for last name first, then first name. I listen when you're like you're not reading stuff. And that's why like when Mark is like, "Oh, so you're a title examiner?" I was like, "Yeah, bitch, cuz I fucking read."
right. Yeah.
And they do. I mean, at the end of the day, when it comes to land records, it's supposed to be easy enough. It's not supposed to be confusing legalese. It's
Right.
supposed to be like, this is that. This person owes this person this much money at this date, the end, right? Like
Yep.
it, but I know that like when you're in the beginning and you're stressed out and you're like, I need answers, that like you're not reading.
It's
You're just,
that, and I'm trying to do my W-2, and I'm looking at this, and I'm trying
yeah.
to do that. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to take all the deeds, I wanted to line them up, dates, sizes, add it up, and just follow the flow, follow the story, and come up with, the end. And
Yeah. That gets confusing fast. I used to do that in the past of like screenshotting it, putting it together because I'm like, see, I'm not lying.
yeah,
So usually what I do now is I do notes. The biggest thing is the book and the page. Like
yeah,
that's like the ID for a document.
yeah,
And so the original, and so what I'll do is I'll probably put together like an Excel sheet of like the document. And if I need to put images together, I'll probably just throw them all in a Word document. Word document is like verbal vomit. It's hard to
yeah,
follow, but like Excel for me is easier to be like on this date, this
yeah.
booking page, this is the activity, what, and then these are, what is it telling me? It changed hands.
You can
Companies,
even you can save the screenshots in an Excel sheet too.
yeah. Yeah, but it doesn't it make it bigger? It,
You can also adjust the size.
no, I'm old. I like it big.
If you insert it as a picture,
Mm,
then you can also, you can make it bigger or smaller,
that's true.
proportionately.
I may or may not do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever works for you, right?
Yeah. So I think I'm going to put together that skeleton so you can follow it. You can have something to talk about. So if she's like, what are you talking about? You're like, bitch, book and page, look it up.
Right.
This is the one that I'm after. I need like a plot map. And technically, when you close a deal, at least in Massachusetts, you have to have a fucking plot map. There has to be a surveyor who goes out and says, this is a picture of the thing that you're buying. So if they want to do
Yeah,
their taxes based on fucking,
I don't think you
who's
need that.
looking at that?
I don't think you need that in Maine. There's again, they're looking at the deed, and I don't know. I think it's an unincorporated town, and so there may not even be like building codes and regulations too. It's very possible.
You know what? if anybody asks me to sign anything in Maine, I'm signing with a fucking crayon, or I'm just gonna get like a stamp or like lick my palm and like put my fingerprint on it. Cause what is this place? Um, yeah.
Yeah,
But this deal that you brought to the table and made an opportunity of may or may not turn into real functional money. And
yeah.
for that reason, I will refrain on shitting too hard on you. But for now, fucking what is this? Yeah.
I got a kick out of your comment, as you're driving up there. I just came out of this, weird place in Maine, and I'm like, well, that doesn't narrow it down any because most
No.
of the places are
The
weird.
whole thing. And I
Yeah.
think it was famous, like Saco. I've heard of like Saco River. Fuck, it was like weird. I don't even
Saco
know how to
has
say,
like Funtown USA and stuff like that too.
bro. I'm calling you bro is weird, but 30 minutes for McDonald's? No, Burger King. I got King, coffee and a hamburger. 30 minutes. Are you
That's
kidding
crazy.
me?
That's
I was
crazy.
early. I was on time to see you, 14 minutes early, and I was
Yeah.
hungry. And I was like, oh, fucking fast food, easy, swerve, 3-minute detour. Are you kidding me? And then as I'm driving there, it's like all these companies that I thought were out of business, Joanne Fabrics, I swear to God, they didn't get the memo. They're still in business. No, I felt bad. I was driving to this thing and it was like a commercial space. And I was like, oh my God, I can just imagine whoever owns that building is dying on the inside. They had like a Best Buy with like 3 Best Buy cars in the front. And
Yeah.
they had like a Halloween store. I guess it was like before 9 o'clock. So maybe, but like, where are the
Yeah.
employees?
Yeah.
Macy's, they had Macy's on one side and then it's like Dead Space and then some weird store in the corner I've never heard. And I was just like, I know somebody's dying with that complex. But then they also had like newer build stuff. And I was like,
Right.
this is so bizarre. It's just
Yeah.
bizarre.
And honestly, Maine has a growing housing market. A lot of people are moving to Maine, and part of it is they're trying to get out of the South. They're moving from Texas, they're moving from Arizona.
I don't know what they're doing. It's a mistake in my book.
Well, so part of it is from my perspective, you look my perspective, my interpretation of things, looking at climate change, right?
Mhm,
You look at Texas where the storms are getting, you look at Arizona and how hot it's getting, and it's not going to be that long before these places
mm,
become unlivable.
yeah, yeah.
And where are they going to go? Where it's cooler? Where's that? New England.
Okay.
People are going to be migrating up to New England. And so, really, any property values in Connecticut, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Maine, um, they're only going to go up in the next 15, 20 years.
I'm just laughing at this idea of like it becoming such a destitute, crazy ass place. I can't even believe I have friends that live out there now. And like, I take us, so the other day it was like 110, 114 degrees in Seabrook. And so I have a little thing that tells me how hot it is. And so
Yeah.
I'll take a picture and I'll send it to my friends in Arizona. And I'm like, how are you doing? They're like fucking 89 degrees. And I'm like,
Yeah.
what are you talking about? And then other days it's like 123. And I'm like, what are you doing? Are you like 10 feet underground? Like, how do
Right.
you survive?
Yeah.
There was a time in the beginning, Pace was filming that TV show he was on, and he had globs of sunscreen melting off of his face. And I was like, you could never get me out there. I'm
No
never
way.
going to Arizona.
No
Never.
way.
I
You've
did
never
go
been there?
camping. No, I did.
Oh, okay.
I went for a deal maker weekend, but I had this thing in my head where I was like, I was like, I am best friends with Pace. Pace just doesn't know. Like he and me, we're just best friends, and I just know it. And like everything he said, I always had like something I wanted to say, but then I'm like, the comments would always be too fast, and so I couldn't
Yeah.
comment. But I remember always being like, we're best friends. But then I was like, what that day when I saw the melting thing, I was like, there's no fucking way that I'm ever going to Phoenix. And he would never come here to New England because he used
Right.
to shit on New England all the time. And then he met the clever investor guy and then came over randomly. And that's how he got to talking to him. But yeah, it was amazing. I had told, I think, Anthony McTizick, I was like, Pace Morby, we used to have meetings late at night till like 3 o'clock in the morning because we just everything to talk about all the time.
Yep.
And I was like, Pace Morby is gonna fucking know my name. And I remember telling him one time, I was like, we're best friends, and he has no idea. And the only way this relationship is gonna work is if he comes over here, because I'm never fucking going to Arizona. And then he did come here. And we are friends. And it's just
Yeah.
manifesting is weird and fun
Yeah.
and awesome.
For
So
sure. Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, Scott, thank you for the opportunity. Do not discount the value that you bring to the table. You are memorable. I love that Keith Lyons recognized you. He's really good people.
Yeah.
I get nervous after the whole like Z thing happened about like liking people because that didn't work out and we were best friends for 3 fucking years.
Yeah.
Yes, I know he's Muslim and I'm a woman and whatever, and
That,
maybe
I don't think that matters, but I don't know. But
It's yeah, we used to exchange gifts. Like if I made a comment to him one time where I was like, "You're not nice to me," and then the next day he sent me like a lover's bouquet because
yeah,
he's an idiot and he doesn't know like you don't send certain colors.
I
Box of
I
chocolate,
I get that.
box of chocolate, teddy bears, and like a dozen long stem roses, and I was like, and he wrote me a note. I love a handwritten note. That's my style. And he goes, "Don't ever say I never did anything nice for you." And that's him. And then
Yeah.
when I moved to Merrimack 2 years ago, in Korean culture, we buy paper goods, like toilet paper and
Yeah.
the paper towels, because we think that as you use it, it becomes more and more. So it starts out small and becomes greater. And so when you have a house moving, warming party, that's our traditional gift to say that I hope your blessings are more and more abundant the longer that you
Huh.
use it. And so he knew that, and he remembered it out of all the random shit that we talked about because we used to talk all the fucking time.
Yeah.
And for my thing, he bought me all the things that I loved. He bought me a money tree, which is an Asian thing. He bought me all these things, and I remember being like, "Ah, he does listen. He does care." He fucking wrapped it, which like men
Yeah.
don't do that. So like I have these really special moments with him. He
Right.
says he says really nice things to me where I would congratulate him and be like, "Hey, I heard about this, that, and the other," and he's like, "Means nothing in the grand scheme of things. I'm just happy that we're friends," and blah blah blah. And
Yeah.
then this happens. So
Yeah.
yeah. So I get nervous when I like recommend people or like give them thumbs up because as
Yeah.
time has gone on, I've learned things about people where
Yeah.
I'm not friends with the people I used to be friends with. And so I'm nervous, but at the same time, all this time that I have known you and him and my experiences is that you're really good, solid people. I do trust you. I have that 1% anxiety and nerve because of what I've been
Sure.
through, but
Absolutely.
I
Yeah.
trust you, so I'm going to act like I trust you. I'm going to recommend you to people, and hopefully, you don't make me look like an idiot. So, yeah. Dude, I have no idea. I never saw the Z thing coming. Never in a million years did I see
But
it.
how can you? And you know, like in the lending stuff, um, oftentimes, you know, we look at lenders doing our due diligence and how is their record in the past? And if they always perform, well, it's a good borrower. But what you don't know is how are they going to perform when the shit hits the fan.
Yeah.
That part hasn't been tested with a lot of borrowers, and if you don't know that, then you're gambling on this borrower as much as you are on any other borrower.
Yeah.
If you have a borrower who's been in shitty situations and they come out, with their lenders whole or mitigate loss or whatever, but they made an effort to take care of them,
Yeah.
that changes the story for somebody who, maybe couldn't fulfill every obligation that they had, but at least they tried.
Yeah.
Versus that person who always paid them back because everything was good, but when it wasn't,
Yeah.
they
I agree.
judged
I
them.
agree. I told Mark from the jump, I was like, let's fight, bitch. Let's see how we do. And then we did.
Yeah.
Everything I asked for, I got. So I ended up confessing to him. I was like, when did you know that I liked you? And he's like, what are you talking about? And I was like, so I like you, but I also like you. And when did you know? And I'm pretty sure it's really fucking obvious because I just drove up an hour to come visit you at your
Yeah.
flip
Yeah.
and at the drop of a dime. Like, how is this not like putting myself on a goddamn silver plate on your feet to read between the lines? So he's a moron and he didn't know. And why am I telling you this? Oh, because like 3 days later, no. The very next day, we had a fight at the beach and I like cried. And then I
Hmm.
cried some more after I dropped him off. And then the next day we had a fight via text message. Oh, no. Next day he called me back and it wasn't great. And then the next day, which I think was like a Wednesday, because Monday we had the fight, Tuesday was okay. Wednesday, we had a text message fight, the dumbest fucking fight. But I was like, I don't want to do this. And he goes, me too. And I was like, no, I don't want to do any of this. And he goes, yeah, I agree. And then I like cried for 8 hours. I was
Yeah.
upset because I had a crush on him for like 2.5 years. And then
Yeah.
I confessed that I liked him. And then he told me he liked me at the same time we fucking liked each other for the last, and I put it on the internet, 876 days. 876 days from the day that we met to the day that I just fucking couldn't contain it because I was like,
Yeah.
this is so fucking obvious. How do you not know? Like, I'm dying here because I'm trying to hide it, but I can't. And like,
Yeah.
what's
Yeah.
happening? So
That's
yeah, and
awesome.
then we
That's
did fight
awesome.
and it was terrible. And then he called me back a week later and he's like, let's try again. And I was like, are you crazy? I said no. You said no. Like
Mm.
I called him back at 8 o'clock at night and I said, listen, I don't hate you. I'm glad that we tried this. It fucking crashed and burned. Sorry. But like we both said like, because we said like, why didn't we say anything to each other? I was worried about losing him as a friend
Yeah.
and vice versa. So nobody wanted to make the move. But the weird part about it happening the way that it happened is like I'm such an anxious person that like I'm a terrible dater, which is why I don't even date at all. And
Mhm.
had I known like he was interested, it would have changed the dynamic. So the entire time I liked him. And I also think like it works for him because he needs to know that somebody likes him for him and not whatever. And I was in the same boat where I was like, I think you like me because I'm the leader and you think you can use me and like I'm going to be your little TC person. Well, fuck you. And it wasn't that. So thank God. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's funny. But I'm one of those guys where you could be flirting with me all day long and I would be like,
Yes. Yes.
so what are
You're
you
just
trying to say
confused.
something?
I know, but you're like, the fuck was that? Ah.
And I might play along because it's fun, but I'm not thinking
Yes.
like flirting with me. It's like, well, this is just fun. And
I
um
think I think you and I are very similar because I can have that banter and that fun playfulness if I think it's never going to happen.
yep.
But if I think it's going to happen, I am
Oh my
stressed the
God.
fuck out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't. I'm just nervous and I
Yep.
got to run away because I want to throw up. So that's what I'm saying. Like it happened the way that it needed to happen
Yeah.
because like any other way it wouldn't have worked. So yeah.
I'm also one of those guys where, if there's a girl in the room that I like, I just don't even know what to say. I don't know what to say in a lot of cases anyway, but you put a girl there that I'm interested in and
Yeah.
nope, I don't know where my brain goes. So
I'm in the same boat where I'm like, I'm just stressed. I'm stressed out that I'm
yep.
not doing it right. You're not interested in
Yeah.
me. I got to go home. Like I can't take it. It's too stressful. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you got to do what I did is like have a crush on a guy for 2.5 years and never fucking tell him and put him through all this weird shit. And then one day just fucking verbal vomit and be like, I like
Right.
you.
Yeah.
And then you're
Yeah.
going to find out you liked each other at the same time.
Yeah.
And then you'll have a fight a couple days later and you'll break it off. And then a week later, you'll be like, should we try this again?
Yeah, but you know,
Everywhere.
you guys you broke it off way too soon. You let too much of it get
It
to you too
was
quickly.
also, I'll tell you this, the fight was bad. The
Yeah.
fight was bad. I've never like, I'm being dramatic. I don't think I've, and that was the thing where I was like, this is the beginning. This is the part where like all you're supposed to be on your best fucking behavior
Right.
and you're supposed to razzle dazzle
You're
each other
dating. Yeah.
and it's supposed to be great. And I don't think I should be crying this much over some guy. And I don't get it. And the whole thing is confusing. And that's the other thing that I don't like. If it's confusing, I don't like it. Like
Yeah.
it shouldn't be so, what are you gaslighting me? Like
Right.
fucking, I don't understand. And I'm not okay with that. So
Yeah.
anyway, it was a bad fight. I cried a lot. And then obviously canceled my 2.5 year crush and then was frustrated because I'm like, well, what was that for? 2.5 years of
Yeah.
like liking a person and it fucking being right there and then fucking gone and terrible. Embarrassing.
You got the worst of it over with.
Well, hopefully, maybe. I hope so.
Yeah.
But anyway, let me let you go. 9:06. I'm going to get busy on my homework and I'm going to put some notes together of our conversation tonight and our action plan going forward. And then one step at a time, one thing I would like to ask, I want you and me to both be on top of each other for the closing date. Contracts really do matter.
Yeah.
They do matter. And then there's some wiggle room with some stuff.
Well, sure. Yeah.
I don't want to be the asshole that's breaching contract. So,
Right. Right. Yeah. No, without a doubt.
okay. So I'll put those together and I'll work on the title exam framework.
Sounds good.
Air high five. 1, 2, 3. Good job, team. All right. Bye, Steve.
Good
Bye,
job.
Scott.
Thank you,
Good
Suzanne.
night.
Bye.